I hope you never find yourself in the position I was in recently. I had to talk someone in my world out of taking their own life. It was one of those moments when the ground disappears under your feet. One minute you're living your normal life, the next you're standing in the middle of a fabric store, getting an urgent call, knowing your words might shape whether someone stays on this earth. And what helped that person take a step forward toward life were two concepts I share while silently sending a message to the universe to remind me of the most helpful thing I could say. The first concept was the U shaped curve. And here's what I shared. I know you're feeling like you're on a downward path straight to the bottom, but you're not. You're actually on a U shaped curve. And there's a whole other part of this journey that goes up. You're just at the bottom of the U. And there's so many examples of this with relationships, with stages of life. And I shared that with them. There was another concept I shared, which is one day at a time, ODAT. And, we hear this in recovery. I said, you're worrying about problems that are way out in the future, many months in the future. I know there's a lot there. It's very daunting. What we can do is just focus on today. So, what is your biggest pain point today? And they told me what it was. And then they were able to make a crucial decision to alleviate that pain point today. And then they got themselves in the hand of a qualified professional. So I was really happy about that. It wasn't anyone I could be a therapist to. And I'm really glad they sought professional help. Also, as part of this process, I've been doing something that is so helpful, which is adding a second brain to my thinking. And what I've been doing is using AI as my thinking partner, not to replace my judgment or my expertise in the field, but to work together to help me um, gather information for navigating this complex crisis. And before I say how I did that, I just want to share with you that I went to a continuing education training for medical professionals with Peter Lee, the president of research at Microsoft. He works in healthcare and AI, and I learned a lot of information that was super interesting with him. And he emphasized that when we problem solve complex cases in healthcare, humans and AI together often make better decisions than either can alone. And this was demonstrated in a study called Human AI Collectives Most Accurately Diagnosed Clinical Vignettes. And that basically means that taking these clinical vignettes, which were really hard to solve medical issues, humans did okay and AI did okay, but when they collaborated, they did really well together. So I've been playing with this. So over the course of a week, A and I built a kind of crisis support structure together. We created a step-by-step game plan and an order of operations for the family based on the world's leading suicide prevention and mental health protocols adapted in real time. We created a Google Doc for the family, including research-based recommendations on next steps and treatment options. AI also helped me recognize patterns that had been unfolding for months I was not quite putting all the pieces together. This is someone very close to me, so I didn't have that benefit of uh, being outside of the forest versus in the trees. And it helped me with a regulation plan and also identified programs and doctors and helping professionals that are on their insurance. None of this relieved the difficult emotions of the situation, but it created so much clarity for us when everything felt very, very complex. And our healthcare system is very complex to navigate. We have a friend in Switzerland who's like, here's how it would be handled in Switzerland. They would immediately go to 30 days of treatment. And, that would be wonderful if that's how it worked in the US, but it doesn't usually work that way. So AI expanded my capacity to think, to decide, to have good judgment, especially during this high stakes situation. And it's absolutely imperative, as Peter Lee outlined, for a human to be guiding the AI, to have a human in the loop. So having our two brains work together, co-thinking, was quite possibly life-saving. I'm sharing this with you because I'm truly astounded by what A and I were able to create together and how helpful the family found it. The family is now all on the same page in terms of the patterns that are unfolding, the signs we're observing, what they mean, what gold standard treatment looks like, what kinds of programs and supports are helpful, and which local providers are covered on their insurance. And we were really able to support the family with the information they were needing while they were sort of in survival mode. So when you think about AI now, it's we're probably going to look back and think how rudimentary it is. We're probably going to think about AI in 2025 like 1992 of pagers and devices. So we're on the frontier. I think that is super exciting. It can also be unnerving because AI can also make mistakes. So having that human in the loop is so important. So I'm thinking about putting a workshop together to share with you how I co-thought with AI. If you would like to see that workshop, just let me know in the comments. And it's been quite a year and ready to wrap things up in 2025.